Hey guys, I thought I'd do a quick video here about the wiggle wart. And I actually do quite a few videos about wiggle warts. Really because I live in a part of the world where we fish with a lot of wiggle warts. I know in some parts of the country you guys don't use them at all. But in the Midwest here and in the South and kind of central part of the United States, you get into these man-made reservoirs that have some good rock, chunk rock and stuff like that, and clear water and just good conditions for fishing these baits. They really work great. They were originally made by a couple of brothers, the Storm brothers, in Oklahoma, and they sold their company to Rapala. And Rapala was a lot bigger company, and at least they are now. I assume they were back then. They sold their company, and Rapala changed this bait. I've heard different reasons why. The one that I think is most accurate is that these older original baits were made by some sort of plastic that they decided is not good for you or something, maybe health issues or something like that. So they changed the type of plastic that they used to create this bait, and when they did, it altered the action that the bait makes in the water. And so now these wiggle warts are highly sought after because they are not made anymore. Interesting thing about that phenomenon. Here you have a bait, and if you can see the price on it, $4.99. I'm assuming that that's about what they went for originally. Probably even less. I've seen some that have price tags around $2, $2.79, $3.49, that sort of thing. So probably originally you could buy these for well under $5 and probably under $3. Now, a bait like this, you know, 40, 50, 60 bucks, and then others go for way more than that. And it's just very interesting when you think about what scarcity does to something. And there are a lot of frenzies that cause baits to go crazy in prices. Like, for example, remember the A-rig? The umbrella rig, or the Alabama rig as it's called in the bass world, has been around forever, that umbrella rig. It just was never really used in bass fishing tournaments. And then one day, some guy creates one that he tailor makes for bass fishing. He calls it the Alabama rig. I think he lived in Alabama. And he gives it to Paul Elias and says, hey, you ought to try this. So Paul goes fishing with it in a tournament down in Guntersville, I think's where it was. He wins that tournament, crazy weight, well over 100-pound sack for the tournament. And suddenly, firestorm. Alabama rigs were the hottest, latest, greatest thing, and they were like 25 or 30 bucks each, and just insane money. You couldn't find them anywhere. Just craziness. Well, then the tournament directors and the tournament pros got together and said, hey, it's too easy to catch on an A-rig. We don't like this. So they banned them from professional tournament fishing. You can still use them on some smaller type tournaments, but none of the pros fish with them. And now the popularity's gone down, 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 down. They're still a great bait, still works fantastic. All of us still throw them, but now you can get them for 10 bucks, 9 bucks, 8 bucks, 12 bucks for an A-rig, you know. The demand is gone because the frenzy, the tournament frenzy's gone too. Well, there's still a frenzy around these kind of baits because they're finite, they're limited. These old wiggle warts are never going to be made again. At least we assume they'll never be made again with the same material, the same exact action. So they're valuable. And they're going to stay valuable until we all perceive that they're not anymore. So just keep that in mind. Don't know what it'll do for you, but remember, when the frenzy starts, it may or may not be a good idea to jump on the bandwagon. Whether it's a good idea or not, it can be fun. And collecting wiggle warts is really fun. Fishing with wiggle warts is really fun. I recommend it. Give it a try.